Yet she hits this so hard. I cannot wait to hear from her. I cannot wait for you to hear from her. Sarah, was that you that hit record? Yes. Okay. We are recording. Vermeille, I'm going to mute myself. We're going to spotlight you, and the floor is yours.
Thank you, Jim. If you guys don't mind allowing me to share my screen, is it ready? I think it's ready to go. Let's let me do it. So I'm very, very humbled to be here. I saw you at Ignite, Jim, and I had absolutely no idea that Freddie would, be enough of a mentor to bring us around other leaders and kind of elevate us to reach different levels. So I'm extremely humbled, honored to be here. I think Jim wants me here because I do have a full-time job. I am the vice president of HR right now for a large nonprofit. I'm working on a PhD program, and I'm also completely full-time insurance because this is getting ready to be my goal to come out of corporate. And my goal is December 2026, but the way I'm running, I might move it to September of 2026 if the numbers align. But a lot of people see my success and they see the things that I've achieved. They don't know that there's a story behind where I've gotten, and there's some pain behind where this strength came from. So I'm going to share that with you. Okay, and you see this date up here on December 6th, 2012. My life as I knew it changed dramatically. I am the mother of three children, and at 3:30 on that morning, I got a call from my first husband. His name is Melvin. I got a call from his sister, and I was told that he had passed away. Our children were 11, 10, and 8 at the time. And I recall getting the call, and I remember getting up and I was fumbling through the hallway and I was attempting to call my mom. I thought I had the phone in my hand, but I was dialing the air and I was like, why don't I hear the ring? Why don't I hear the phone? Nothing's happening. And I was like, Doug, you need a phone in your hand. So I went to grab my phone, and my mom was calling me. And she said, me and your dad are on the way. We're on the way. My mom and my dad arrived. My dad stayed home with the kids because they were asleep. Naturally, it was 3 o'clock in the morning. My mom and I walked into the hospital, and we walked in the hallway. And I remember somebody saying, is that his wife? Is that his wife? And it seemed like the whole hallway just turned around and just stared. And I was just like, what the hell is going on? Like, why is everybody looking? And a doctor walked up. His hands were freezing cold. I remember in my mind telling him to let me go. Your hands are freezing. There's a person standing next to him that had a bunch of Melvin stuff in his hand. And he said, ma'am, we wanted to make sure we got you all of his things because there was a woman here that was trying to take them. And I was like, woman, what do I'm being told my husband is dead. Now there's some woman involved. What are you telling me right now? What are you saying? And I looked at the doctor and I said, what do you mean a woman? He didn't say anything. He just looked at his eyes, glared, and I said, you mean like a mistress? Like he was cheating? Again, he didn't say anything, and I kind of took it from there. I realized what was happening. And mind you, at this time, I hadn't cried. I didn't know what was happening. My life was just all over the place. I was taken into a room where he was there. He looked like he was asleep, minus all of the tubes and things that was coming out of his mouth and his nose. And I had to have fallen at some point because I remember getting up and I was full of rage. I was so angry. I remember like saying, if I could be red, I would be bloodshot red right now. Um, and I remember saying, like, how could you leave me? Like, how could you leave me here with the kids? How could you leave me here by myself? And let alone you cheated and I can't kill you again. I want to be able to hurt you. I want to be able to get you back for this. Um, and mine is just reeling. Like all these things are happening at one time. I had to sign a bunch of paperwork. It seemed like I was there for hours, but it really was not a lot of time that we were there. We left, and I was riding with my mom, and I think reality set in as we were driving, and I lost it because the first thing that came to my mind was when my babies wake up, their life is going to be changed. They're not going to ever hear from their dad again. They're never going to hear his voice again. They're never going to be able to say, hey, dad, I need you. They're never going to hear his goofy laugh again. Whereas I can still call my dad and hear his voice. I can still hug my dad. My children will never experience that again in their lives. And we got home. My house was full of people. It was full of people. My kids were still asleep. And the voices in the house is what woke them up. And when they got out of bed, they never got to bed together, like getting each other together, but they knew something was wrong because everybody was in the house. And I held all three of them tight and I told them the news. Um, we do this job, we do what we do so that families can grieve without the financial burden. You see this number on the screen. This is how much it cost me to bury Milton. We had enough life insurance to cover his funeral, and I had to pick up the pieces from there. I didn't have the right coverage in place. So when I'm working with our clients, I have a focus on making sure that people are able to grieve, because you're going to grieve. The inevitable is going to happen, but you shouldn't be left with that financial burden. And I want us to always remember that. As we flip, I realize in all the pain and all the growth and all the healing and all the grieving, that that moment led me into my purpose. I've been praying and asking God some different questions about my life, like, do I want to be in corporate for the rest of my life? Do I want to climb a corporate ladder? Do I want to do these things? Or do I want to find that thing for me? And back in August of 2025, I wrote in my journal just a random thing. I am newly married. Thank God, he's an amazing man. And his mom passed away in July of 2025. And again, I got to see this cycle of just not being prepared for death, right? And I wrote in my phone, I need to sell life insurance. I just wrote it. Just planted a seed. I just wrote it. And I had a real dramatic effect, but I left my little mustard seeds on my counter, but I had a little mustard seed so you guys could understand the small amount of faith that I had with that little mustard seed. Within me trying to find my purpose, I began to send out, just job applications, and just happened to meet Freddie on the Zoom one day. And it changed the trajectory of my life in November. I got licensed in December, joined Symmetry December 3rd, 2025, and kind of just floated around, kind of trying to figure it out, working, going through the motions, doing these things. And then I went to the Ignite conference in March. And let me tell you something, guys. Being in the right rooms with the right people will do something different. If you've never been to a conference, you are doing yourself a huge disservice. Since attending conference in March of 2026, it was really the week of my birthday. I have gone from commission level of 80% to 95%. I've hit a commission increase every month. And for the first time ever, in this 1 week, did over $10,000 APV. It's possible. It's possible. If you do the work, have that faith, and you plant those seeds. So I have a couple keys. I'm going to run through these real quick. One of the first keys is assurance. Having that faith and that belief that you'll want to do something, writing it out, have a goal, want to get it done. That assurance is also what we sell our families. It's what they have, this belief and this hope inside of this policy that will work for them when the inevitable happens, because it will happen. It will happen. The next part of that assurance, of that faith, of that belief comes action. It comes the work, the work part that activates your faith and your belief. There is absolutely nothing you can do with faith or a belief or an assurance if you don't activate it with the works or activate it with the actions. And I've lived by that since December 6, 2012. As long as you put some actions to your beliefs, it'll line up. And what are these actions we talk about? Are you doing the dials? Are you in the workrooms being aligned with your team? Are you allowing people to see you grow? Are you allowing people to hear you work through the script? Are you talking to people, hey, I'm struggling in this part. What's the activity? Are you in the places where you need to be? Have you gotten the things that you need to get on those calls, to make that work happen? And then the third key, association and assets. Association. Are you registered for conference? Are you in the rooms with the people that's making it happen so that you can emulate what they're doing? It's a copycat business. We can literally copy everything that they do. We're on calls. They tell us all these little nuggets. Have you written down those nuggets to apply to yourself? Are you up in the morning working on your script? Are you reading a book to make your skills sharpen? And assets. Have you purchased those leads? Have you talked to your warm market? Have you sent out a text to 100 people on your phone? What have you done to activate your faith and your beliefs in that assurance, to work towards it with your activity, and then to get associated with the right people to make all those things work together? And I will end with this. I want everybody to activate their faith with me real quick. So just bear with me. It's going to be fast. If everybody can get a pen and sheet of paper, or you can use your phones, your computers. I want to ask you 3 questions that I want you to write down. 3 questions. What will you do today to be successful? What will you implement today? What will you change today? What habit will you stop? What will you do today that will make you successful? Are you going to every morning before you get up, go work out for 30 minutes to get your juices flowing? You're going to get up in the morning, read a devotional. Get up in the morning, work on your script before you start your calls. What will you do today to be successful? Second question. If you're not registered for the Engage conference in September, do you truly want to be successful? If you are not registered for the Engage conference in September, do you truly want to be successful? And I'll let you sit with that. Last question. If you're a builder, can you drop a 1 in the chat so I can see who all here are working to build a team? See some ones coming. This is a question for the builders. If you were a brand new agent to Symmetry today, would you want to follow the leader that you are currently? If you're a brand new life insurance agent to Symmetry today, would you want to follow the leader that you are currently? And Jim, that's it. That's all I have.
Man, Vermeille, it is a powerful story from a powerful woman. Really appreciate your vulnerability. I've been impressed with you from the day I got the chance to get connected to you this month. I've loved watching how you work. I've loved watching how you conduct your business. I love seeing how busy you are and not letting any of that affect your vision, your goal, or the way that you conduct yourself. It's been so cool. It's been an inspiration to me, clearly an inspiration to so many people here. I hope you take a few minutes, read through these comments, and just see the impact that you've made in just a short period of allowing yourself to be vulnerable. Really, really great. Thank you so much. And I love how important Ignite was for you. I put in the comments myself, you're like, then I went to Ignite. And I'm like, whether it's Ignite or whether it's Engage or whatever, like, then I went to conference is a phrase in, I think, I don't know if it's but very close to every success story that I have ever heard. Then I went to conference. So guys, if you do not have your ticket, get your ticket to conference. Do not get on the other end of that and wish you had. Don't get on the other end of that and wonder what your business could have been if only you had been in that room with that association, gotten those tools, gotten that inspiration. What a great story, Vermeille. Thank you so much for this. We are so glad to have you as a part of this. All right.